All right. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is to advise those present at this meeting of the Board of Education of the Pinelands Regional School District in the County of Ocean that adequate notice of this meeting was provided in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act. The notice has been posted on the Pinelands Regional School District's website in the Board of Education office, junior high school, and high school buildings. The notice was also filed with the municipal clerks of Bass River Township, Eagleswood Township, Little Egg Harbor Township, and the Borough of Tuckerton. May I have a roll call, please?
Sure. Miss Betty? She'll be marked absent. Miss Grasso?
Here,
Miss Johnson?
Here.
Miss Patty Martin? She'll be marked absent. Mrs. McVeigh?
Here.
Mr. Vaux? He'll be marked absent. Miss Crystal Martin?
Here.
Mr. Hewitt?
Here.
We are in session.
All right. Item number 3, approval of minutes. Recommend a motion to approve the minutes as follows. May I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Any questions on the minutes? All right, seeing that there are no questions, let's go to a roll call vote.
Miss Grasso? For the minutes.
Voting on the minutes.
oh, okay, so I just have to say yes, right? Okay. I'm sorry it's taken me a while to organize all this.
It's
Yes.
all right.
Johnson?
I don't know if she heard. Ms. Johnson?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Yes.
Mrs. McVeigh?
Yes.
Miss Crystal Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Hewitt?
Yes to July 13th and 20th for the regular and executive, and then abstain from August 10th, regular and executive.
Noted. Motion carries.
All right, we'll move on to item number 4, reports. Dr. Clark?
Excellent. Mr. Holman, do you mind putting up the graduation pathway slide, please? Annually, the superintendent reports to the Board of Education about the prior graduating class. On this slide, I've provided information about the 264 students who graduated in June of 2026 from Pinelands. Of those, 41 ELA students and 82 math students went through the portfolio appeals process. 36 in ELA and 80 in math graduated via a substitute competency test. That would be either the PSATs, Accuplacer, SATs, and 19 students graduated through an alternative requirement in their individualized education plan. And 20 students did not graduate because they're eligible for public school programs and services through age 21. Next slide. I also like to hear what everyone's going to do after graduating. So this slide shares the graduating pathways afterwards. So of our graduating seniors, 24% will attend a 2-year college or university. 35% will attend a 4-year college or university. 9% plan to attend a vocational or trade school. 27% plan to go straight to work, and 5% have joined the military. So best of luck to our graduating seniors on their post-graduation plans. Along these same lines, we received a letter from the Ocean County Community College that our students saved $562,465 through their dual enrollment program with OCCC. We look forward to continuing this partnership for the upcoming school year. In the beginning of August, our district's leadership team and representatives from the Board of Education took part in our annual board retreat. At this meeting, we participated in a school law update, followed by data review and analysis, which led to goal setting. As a result of our meeting and in alignment with our district needs and strategic plan, our district goals this year will focus on improving student success in mathematics, as well as continuing our focus on decreasing chronic absenteeism for students. In July, the New Jersey Department of Education released their final FAQ document regarding the statewide ban of internet-enabled devices in schools. This legislation was signed into law in early 2026, and as a result, students across the state will no longer be able to access their phones bell to bell. which is throughout the school day from the first bell to the last bell. The recommended board policy and regulation is up for adoption this evening. This legislation has led to Pinelands Regional implementing Yonder pouches in both schools. These pouches were purchased last year through a mental health grant. Students and parents will receive more information about this from their building principals in the next few weeks. Our extended school year program, ESY, which started at the beginning of July, ended earlier this month. We already miss our students and can't wait to have everyone back in the building soon. I would like to give a huge thank you to the summer curriculum writing team for all of their hard work on updating the curriculum documents to be in compliance with the New Jersey Department of Education standards and the Quality Single Accountability Continuum requirements, while also focusing each course on highly rigorous and engaging learning activities for our students. In athletics, on Wednesday, August 12th, our Director of Athletics, Mrs. Foley, organized a student-athlete leadership training day for coaches and athletes to learn more about the family philosophy from Joe Leone. If you're not aware, FAMILY stands for Forget About Me, I Love You. This event was wildly successful and fun. The annual Community That Cares 5K is taking place this Saturday, August 22nd, beginning at 8 a.m. in the high school, or in the high school parking lot. The day starts with the 1 mile fun run and walk, with the 5K race starting shortly afterwards. Registration is online and all are welcome to attend. Thursday night football is coming to Pinelands. Big Sports and Xfinity is giving each school in the Shore Conference a Thursday night game to broadcast. Big Sports will broadcast the Pinelands Wildcat football team's home game against Lacey Township on September 17th. As September approaches, please don't forget to attend School-Based Youth Services annual role model breakfasts in both the junior high and the high school. It is a great way to kick off the school year together, and we hope to see you there. Finally, it's almost time for our students and staff to return for the 26-27 school year. Our Wildcat staff begins this year on Tuesday, September 1st, with 2 full days of professional development, and our students return on Thursday, September 3rd. A reminder that September 3rd and 4th are half days, and we're really looking forward to an amazing school year this year focused on our students. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Clark. We'll move on to item number 6, work session, board forum. Does anybody have anything for the board forum? Did I miss that? I only have. Oh, sorry about that. Presentations, Pathways to Post-Secondary Success Grant with NJDOE Representative Joanne Johnson. Sorry about that, I read the wrong one.
Are we all set? Thank you. Good evening. My name is Joanne Johnson. I am a transition specialist at the Department of Education. I work for the Office of Special Education. Just a little background, I've been there for almost 4 years. Prior to that, I was a secondary special education teacher for a very long time. And I was also on the child study team, actually in Ocean County. So thank you so much for allowing me to be here and present all the amazing things that's going on with Pinelands and our grant. We're going on the end of year 3, beginning of the year 4, of working with Pinelands Regional School District for our DIF grant. The project is called Pathways to Post-Secondary Success Project. I'll just give you a little information about it. If you could click. Thanks. Just one back. Okay, perfect. Perfect. And that was a perfect slide, your presentation before, about talking about the post-secondary success of all your students in Pinelands, because that's the whole goal of our project. So the grant that we were awarded is titled the Disability Innovation Fund Pathways to Partnership Innovative Model Demonstration Project. DIF is a lot easier to say. It was granted to us from the Rehabilitation Services Administration in the Office of Special Education and Rehab Services from the U.S. Department of Education. The purpose of the program is to support innovative activities aimed at increasing competitive integrative employment for children and youth. What competitive integrative employment means is an equal playing field, that we want our students with disabilities to have jobs with comparable to anyone without disabilities, comparable pay, being able to access benefits, to gain raises, to get promotions. That's what competitive integrative employment is, and that is what the goal is for all students. And we are currently at the end of year 3 of a 5-year project. That logo right there, the New Jersey Pathways to Post-Secondary Success, that is our logo, that's our branding for this grant. It's shown throughout the nation. We have a lot of marketing tools with this, and this was created by a student from your school district, which was amazing. There was a contest and they were voted in, so you're representing us all the time. It's great. So part of the grant, there's required partners. It's a big promotion of collaboration throughout the state. So the required partners was a state vocab rehabilitation agency, which in New Jersey is DVRS, and also the Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired, CBVI. State education agencies, which is us, the Department of Ed, Office of Special Ed, and our pilot districts, as you can tell, are a mix of New Jersey. So there's Newark, which is the urban northern area, Edison, suburban central, and Pinelands, rural south. We're also partnering with federally funded Centers for Independent Living, which for Monmouth and Ocean County is Motions. So they've been working with Pinelands for the last couple of years. Other partners and stakeholders is the Bog Center at Rutgers, New Jersey Span Parent Advocacy Network, Blaustein Center for Research from Rutgers, Division of Developmental Disabilities, most people know them as DDD, and the State Special Ed Advisory Council. Okay, so there's 2 overall objectives. There's a lot of different wordy objectives, but the overall grant objectives is 1, to increase collaboration between local school districts and local state agencies involved in transition planning. And transition planning is getting students with disabilities ready for life after high school. And also to create a user-friendly transition hub website. I'm going to talk about the website first before we go into the local school districts and local state agencies. Okay, so we are in the process of creating a transition hub website. If anyone is familiar with the transition process, there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of different community members involved. There's a lot of agencies involved. And a lot of the websites that are out there, it'll take you from one link to another link to another link to another link, and it can be very, very, very overwhelming. So we want to make this process as easy to navigate as possible. So that is our goal of the website. Okay? We're breaking down the content into different sections, one geared towards students, one geared towards families, and one geared towards professionals, and further breaking it down for children 12 and under, 13 to 17, and 18 to 21. So again, it's easy to navigate, but it's also can be helpful for family members, for school professionals, for agency professionals, and students as well. We want to make sure that their voice is heard within the website. There's some sections of the website include calendar of events from different agencies, the youth voice and experience, and supports and services. So this is what it's looking like now. Right now, we have the Department of Education's very generic looking site. We have to make sure everything is compatible, everything is user friendly. So right now, again, you see your logo from Pinelands, so everywhere you see this, you can have a little pride that it's definitely a student from Pinelands that created that, and breaking it down into this section. I'm a student, I'm a family, I'm a professional. And from there, it would just take you on to a story. So this is currently what it's looking like. We are in the process with partnering with outside vendors to make it stand out a little bit and tell more of a story. And again, we want to make sure that this website isn't another thing that's going to be overwhelming, especially for the families and students. We want to make it very accessible and easy to navigate. Okay, one other thing with the website, you don't have to go back, we're going here now, is that once it's in, once we have our prototype, I'm not very technologically savvy, so if that's not the right word, once we have that pilot website, we're going to be asking for input and feedback from you, from the communities, from the staff, from the families, from the students, from each of our districts. So that's going to be coming out. We're going to be asking you to give us feedback, what's working, what's not working, what you like, what you don't like with the website. So you're all part of this. Okay, so this is what we've been working on for the last couple of years. Your transition team, Pinelands has created such an amazing team within the Pathways to Post-Secondary Success Project. This team is such a variety, and we often meet with the nation. There are about 22, 23 other states that have this grant too. And when I talk about the transition team from Pinelands, they're amazed because not many people have such a variety of staff. I mean, if you look at it here, it goes from teachers to child study team members to science teachers. So this is such an important aspect of the team, and the fact that so many people wanted to be involved. And it's not just geared towards the special education staff. The more and more people understand about the process of preparing our students for post-secondary life, the better. And everything that we're doing for our students with IEPs, it could help in the general ed population too. So this is a great team. Okay, so what we have been doing for the last couple of years. So year one was really a planning year. It was getting all the agencies and school districts on board. There was a lot of contract writing. I don't know if anyone's out there in the contract world. That takes a long, long time. So it was just getting everybody on board, and Pinelands creating their amazing transition team. They also became members of the community of practice, where we were meeting monthly with all our project partners, and they began their collaboration with the Bog Center from Rutgers. So year two, now the plan was in motion. So the first thing that was done was they sent out a needs assessment to family members and to staff. And that needs assessment was taken and broken down by the Bog Center and really discussed within that team, and figuring out what kind of training would be helpful for the community of Pinelands, what kind of information, what kind of barriers to transition planning are out there. And from there, we share that information to our project partners, and they could be able to support Pinelands throughout the needs assessment. The transition team began working with the Bog Center to assist with this. So they did help with breaking down the needs assessment, and then they began to do some planning to really take that information that they learned and figure out what kind of training that they need, what kind of information they can share, and it worked in like a great collaboration. One of the events that the Bog Center was helping with was a resource mapping event, which took place in the fall of last year. So a resource mapping event is where you invite different members of the community to come together and discuss different aspects of post-secondary life. And it's not just education and not just employment, but health and safety, recreation, just different avenues that you could work together and see what kind of resources are out there. So that was a great experience, and we're gonna talk about building that up a little bit more. Pinelands has been doing a transition fair where they have a lot of different vendors for post-secondary education, post-secondary adult agencies, and the Bog Center was helping them to create that. I know they've been doing a lot on their own, so we're working a little bit more to beef up that transition fair in the future. They also became partners in the website work group. A lot of valuable information was shared through that. And they also attended a 2-day summer transition academy. That was last year, the end of June, where every agency that's involved did like a mini presentation of what their agency is about. So that was a 2-day event, and a lot of the team members were able to come there. Year 3, last year, you guys were the shining stars. You really were. You made such an amazing impact on this project, and every time we meet with federal agencies, we kind of brag about you a lot. They probably don't want to hear about Pinelands anymore, but they're loving it. Like, there's so much amazing things that were happening. They provide, so from the information that they learned at the 2-day summer academy, they took some of that and created their own professional development for your staff. So they trained child study team members, teachers, and paraprofessionals, which I love that because sometimes the paraprofessionals are the ones that are a little bit forgotten. So the fact that you trained the paraprofessionals too, that was great. And all different grade levels, which is really important. They started collaborating with SPAN. So the Parent Advocacy Network SPAN usually does large presentations. They do virtual presentations for an area. They never really do a specific school district until this grant. So they're doing specific trainings for parents and for students in Pinelands specifically. So that's something that they're going to continue, and it's something that they're doing virtually, so that could help anyone that it might be hard to travel. So the collaboration with SPAN has been great. They increased collaboration with the local DVRS office from Ocean County. I know it's in Toms River, so it's a little bit further north, but they're able to provide more training. From our Centers for Independent Living, it's Motions, that have been working a lot with Pinelands, and they're going to increase that collaboration, and also with DDD. Pinelands also piloted our first reverse job fair. A reverse job fair is exactly what it sounds. It's where it's not students walking around and employers sitting at a table, handing out brochures. It's the opposite. So the employers are walking around and the students are presenting about themselves. So we want to do this with all of the school districts. So of course Pinelands was our pilot, and they did a great job. We're going to improve on that too. So students were able to present on themselves. I think even one student did it virtually with the person-centered planning. So that was exciting. And they did such a great job working with the Bog Center that the Bog Center is taking what they did with Pinelands and presenting it at a national conference in October. So again, props to Pinelands. You guys are doing great. Yes. And they also attended our Dare to Dream conference, which is a student advocacy-led conference. So they were members there. And the second Summer Transition Academy at the end of June, Scott and Kathy, the co-leads on this project, presented, and they did such a great job that towards the end, no one could talk because everyone was running over to Pinelands being like, how are you doing this? How are you doing this? Because they were presenting on their Pathways program, the 18 to 21 program that they have. So they did an amazing job. They were the only LEA, the local education agency, school district, to present at our summer academy. So again, that was great. And the next slide shows you some feedback from that. Okay, so we have to collect data for everything, and one of them is if we do training, we need to hear some feedback. So we didn't ask specifically to name, but you guys were named. So some of the feedback from the partners were, I enjoyed breakout sessions, really enjoyed learning about Pinelands. So you were representative and spoken about more than any other presenter, so great job. And we also, I started talking about collecting data. So for the project, we have our local evaluator and our national evaluator. The national evaluator is from the federal government, where they meet with us monthly and they have specific goals, specific questions that they ask us. Rutgers Blaustein Center takes that and reaches out to everyone involved in the project. So some of the data that was collected about the project since it was actually gathered on March 10th. So this is from the years that already occurred with the project, and it's going to be increasing throughout the next 2 years. So 10 children ages 10 to 13 use project services, 50 youth ages 14 to 21 use project services, and 173 staff members participated in professional development. Okay, so these numbers we are very impressed with, and we're going to increase especially the children and youth using project services. And some of the meanings with the using project services includes working on career assessment navigation, working with different agencies. So you're going to see an increase with those numbers in the next 2 years. And the project is broken down between children and youth. Those are all the questions that we have to break it down to. So they want to make sure that transition planning for post-secondary life isn't just happening at age 16, at age 17, when it's a little bit kind of late in the game. We want to start this early. We want to start this, ages 10, start talking about, hey, what do you want to do in the future? And kind of really talking about a reality that something could happen. Okay, so now we are coming into year 4. Technically, our years are from October 1st to September 30th. So we're at the end of year 3, starting year 4 and 5. So these are future goals of the project. We're going to continue to collaborate with SPAN and Motions, the SILs. They actually have some great plans working specifically with the children and the youth, really empowering the students. Website contribution, further collaboration with local agencies, more planning. They're going to be helping out more with the transition fair, and again, enhancing the transition fair, working with the project partners on not only having it set up and having people be able to visit all the agencies within the fair, but maybe a little one-on-one assistance as well. Also, youth involvement. Like I said before, SPAN and Motions, the SILs, they really want to work with the students, with the youth, to empower them, have that youth voice, because they are the most important people in the transition process, and we want to make sure that their voice is heard, also including in the website, having their thoughts on it, their information, even, obviously with permission, we can even do some videos with the youth on the websites. I talked about career readiness assessments. We're going to be incorporating them more with the younger students. Continuing professional development with the staff. I think the team already has the whole year planned out, including some of the professional development. We're going to have another summer transition academy, more resource mapping events, making sure parents are really involved in that, and increasing on the reverse job fairs. Okay, and that is it. There's a lot that's been going on. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but this has been such an amazing partnership, and we're really appreciative of all the hard work, especially Marissa. You've been doing so much to help us out, the co-leads, Scott, Kathy, the whole team, Caitlin, the confidential secretary. Everyone has been such a major player in this, and we really appreciate all your hard work.
Thank you for sharing that with us. It's exciting to hear about this project and everything that's going on.
Can I make a comment?
Absolutely.
I'm very glad that you presented this tonight. Just yesterday, I was stopped at Walmart by a couple of old friends. My one friend took part in the reverse job fair with Pathways, and he knows I'm on the board, of course. So he was just talking about how great the Pathways program was just yesterday, and was telling me how much he wished our community knew more about what amazing things Pinelands was doing in terms of that Pathways program. So I'm just very delighted that your presentation was tonight to again highlight all of that. So thank you for coming in. Thank you to the team.
All right. We're going to move on to item number 6, which is board forum. Is there any discussion in board forum? Anybody?
Is this where we're doing board goal setting?
That would be under, it's, all the words at one time are coming out here. That would be under new business, the next thing. So that's what we're about to move to. We'll move on to new business. Board goal planning and discussion. I know that Dr. Tehan is coming back in September to help us with this. If there's anything that anybody would like to comment about now, we could talk about some of those items as far as board goals.
Well, I know last week, because it was just a week ago we had a meeting, you weren't here, so I was sitting in your seat, and I had suggested that we send an email out to the board soliciting a few of their ideas to compile a list to discuss at the next meeting, so we all had a better idea of where everyone else was thinking, and I know that we did not do that this week. But I think that, I think we're all kind of on the same page, I think, that we need these goals. We should talk about them. And I know Patty Martin had sent some to us, even though she couldn't be here tonight.
Yeah, I'll share what Patty had written. She had written, focus on student success. What is best for all students should guide every decision we make. Respectfully communicate with all and encourage public comment. Strive to become an NJSBA master board. All contribute where possible with the understanding that not all can attend events at certain times. We should not discourage the public from running for a seat simply because of their work schedule or their role as a caregiver or parent. It is not right nor legal. I don't believe that we discourage anyone. I only mention this because someone actually said to me that they would run for a board seat but can't attend meetings or events during the day due to their 9-to-5 career, and we make it sound that it's required. And then Patty also wrote, encouraging shared services and collaboration among sending districts to strive for student success. I'm not sure what other people were thinking about, just a couple of the ones that I think we should consider. We should consider making it a goal to review our board bylaws and policies, and at least a certain percentage of those between now and the end of either the calendar year or the end of the school year. I do think another one of them would be trying to get each committee, each board member involved in at least one of the committees that are available, and then to look at the committee structure and see if there are other areas that could be used as well. Those were two of the ones that I had ideas about. Anybody else have anything they want to share right now, at least get the ideas out there?
I liked what Patty said, the first one and the last one. I would like our goals to be directed at the best things that can help the students. I think there's a lot we have to, I feel need to really address to get those grades up and get the kids doing what the world needs. So I like what she said for the first one and the last one. But I think my goals would be for the students first.
Sure. How we can do things as a board, how we operate as a board that will help support our students. Yeah. You look like you were going to say something?
I liked I liked everything Patty had to say, but encourage shared services and collaboration among sending districts. I know that that's something this board has discussed often in the past few months or so. And I think that we could have some concrete goals on that, especially with us reaching out to the boards of those sending districts to start working on that collaboration. And because I think the collaboration with the sending districts is what's going to really help with the student success. It starts, their education starts K through 6. We get them when they're 7, but we have to all collaborate to, get them on that path. And I also agree about the bylaw review. even if we set a kind of like a schedule for, this year we're going to review bylaws A through C, and get that going for the future to know. I think that would be fantastic. And I know we also discussed, just in general, collaborate better as a board, more respectfully. I think that came across in some of the comments that we reviewed last week with Dr. Tehan. And I will say, I think your ideas about getting more participation from everyone on committees will really help foster that if everyone is more involved. And I think that what Patty had mentioned in hers about the scheduling, and how some people feel as though they work a 9 to 5, they can't be part of those committees. And perhaps we have to change some of our committee schedules if we want further collaboration from all members of the board.
And I think reviewing policy is certainly something we can do with a committee.
Yes.
Yes.
We could set up a policy committee and kind of attack it from that vantage point, and then that committee can report back to the entire board.
Did you have anything, Ms. Johnson?
You know I do, Dee.
Well, just wanted to give you the opportunity.
You were being a little too quiet for
You're
my
quiet,
comfort
and
as
the-
well.
you know.
Well, it was using the mute button, so I think everybody appreciated that. So I had a few things, obviously. One was the unity amongst the sending districts, just to try to get even some, cohesiveness coming back to that, was one of my concerns. The policy-making committee, I think we have to reevaluate the SALT committee, put the majority back into the board's hands for the board policy committee, but then still run it by the stakeholders, which would be our students, the parents, and the administration. So not completely cutting them out, but, us being the first line of revising these policies. I think we can get a little bit more done throughout the year if it's more streamlined. I would like to look more into like a curriculum writing, whether it's a partnership with those who curriculum write, but to get those grades up for math and ELA and science. My ultimate goal for Pinelands is to at least get to have our students be with the state as far as passing the scores, or higher, obviously, but baby steps. I would also like more board training with onboarding new members. I think board members should take this responsibility seriously. We should try for those new board members to go for the NMB, which is the new board master board member, and then the board taking part in the certifications, having a board page that's a little bit more community friendly. Like even if we have a quarterly message from the president, it shows what classes we're taking outside of this, so they know, the community knows who they're voting for is actually putting in the time and coming to these meetings, especially when we all have stuff to do. And then I would like to work on, or I would like the school to work on how we handle certain behaviors from our students and get that disciplinary report down over the next couple of years. And then the last one was I would like to see better electives for the 7th and 8th graders. 3 out of 4 are band or music centric, which is not, I think, conducive to everybody. So I think not having a language is detrimental to those 7th and 8th graders, especially if down the road they want to try to apply for mates. It's mandatory for them to have at least Spanish 1. So I know that could hold some students back from applying. If they didn't get in 8th grade, then they can't apply freshman year or sophomore year if they don't have Spanish 1. So those were some of the things that I had.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, another thought. If maybe we could do like board personnel ones too, like just amongst us 9, like do a round robin of, so then everybody could get a chance to speak, because sometimes I feel like I'm a little long-winded, Betty could be a little long-winded, and then like Flo doesn't get much chance to speak, or Ryan's a little quieter. So I think if maybe we go and at least allot everybody some speaking time, that might be helped too.
Like in the board forum setting?
No, just like in, you know, like executive and, you
Oh,
know,
okay.
just-
Yeah.
yeah, like, are there any questions or comments? You know, I think people get limited to that. It always has to be a question and not a comment.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anybody else have anything they would like to add in for right now?
It's a lot to digest. I think all of them were good. So, but we don't need that many goals, right? Are we limited?
I don't think so.
No, I mean, the issue though is you are limited in what your goals can be. And I do think some of the things, and we can talk about that more, when we get into the nitty gritty, but some of the things, you have a job as board members, as was presented during that training, that is, you're supposed to be helping administration, but you're not supposed to be doing any of that. You can give them, things that you would like to see, but it is not, those aren't, board goals are usually more things like, work on the policies, or, tell the administration, we would really like to see the student attendance improve. But you can't work on how to get student attendance to improve. That's more the administration's job. So we have to be careful on what we put in these goals.
So I think we can take a compilation of the suggestions that have been given tonight, added in with the results of what Dr. Tehan put together, and that should give us a good idea of what we can put together as our goals.
And I can email you and Crystal tomorrow with a list of everything that was talked about, just so we have it all.
Wonderful.
And then we
Thank
could
you.
forward that on to Dr. Tehan so he knows
What direction we're leading in, sure.
where our heads are at before he comes in to that September meeting too. That'd be a good idea.
Good. Any other new business? All right, old business? Don't believe we have anything there. All right, we'll move on to item number 7, Residents Forum, agenda items only. Board policy number 0167 encourages community participation in every meeting. However, the board requests that the public respect a 3-minute time limit when commenting on agenda items. Seeing that there are no community representatives here, we will move on to number 8. Instructional, recommend the motion to approve the following instructional items A through E. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions?
Yeah, on the VOTEC, how many students is that for the tuition? Do we know?
I do not know.
Okay.
I can find out for you.
It's such a valuable asset for the district to be able to have students who that's their path after graduation, to have a vocation. And I know sometimes there are limited spots. I'm just curious to see how many spots we were able to get this year.
We'll let you know.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, we will go to a roll call vote.
Ms. Grasso?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Mrs. McVeigh?
Yes.
Crystal Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Hewitt?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item number 9, personnel. Recommend the motion to approve personnel items A through R. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Are there any questions? All right, seeing that there are no questions, we'll move to a roll call vote.
Ms. Grasso?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes, except O, no.
Noted. Mrs. McVeigh?
Yes.
Ms. Crystal Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Hewitt?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item number 10, policies and procedures. May I recommend a motion to approve policies and procedures items A through B?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions? All right, seeing that there are no questions, we'll go to a roll call vote.
Ms. Grasso?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Mrs. McVeigh?
Yes.
Ms. Crystal Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Hewitt?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item number 11, operations. Recommend a motion to approve items A through H. May I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Any questions?
I have no idea where we are again.
We're on item 11.
Operations. Operations, keep going.
We do this at home, but it's still a problem. Shucks. We do-
We're not there yet.
I think I'm missing something.
Future policies and procedures. There's your operations there. I don't think they are either. Yes, they got misplaced. Yep, it's not in the agenda.
Sorry,
Oh, that's okay.
can't find something if
Yeah.
it's not there.
I can bring it up for you.
All right. Do we have any questions about item number 11?
It's not touched.
It's 12, right?
Here's the operations manual.
I have it on mine. Starts down here.
There we go. You know what?
I saw
You got it. This is the blind leading the blind over here. See where it says number 11, operations?
Oh,
I didn't see
okay.
that either.
I didn't, okay,
So there you go, right there.
we're back on track. Thank you. Okay.
Maybe you should sit next to her.
All right, we are ready to go to a roll
We are
call
back
vote
on
there.
track.
That's all right. You know what?
It was hidden at the bottom there. I don't blame you.
Ms. Grasso?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Mrs. McVeigh?
Yes.
Ms. Crystal Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Hewitt?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item number 12, report of the Board Secretary, Business Administrator. Recommend a motion to approve the report of the Board Secretary, Business Administrator, items A through K. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions? All right, seeing that there are no questions, we will go to a roll call vote.
Ms. Grasso?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
A, yes, abstain from Flanagan, Barone, O'Brien. The rest, yes. G, travel and training, no to Gina Frasca. And H, yes to all except Durham contract.
Noted. Mrs. McVeigh?
Yes.
Ms. Crystal Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Hewitt?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item number 13, Residents Forum, General Topics. Board Policy Number 0167 encourages community participation in every meeting. However, the board requests that the public respect a 3-minute time limit when commenting on any topic. Seeing that there is no one here to comment, we will move on to item number 14, Board Forum. And we will start with Ms. Johnson.
I hope everybody has a good rest of the summer. Good luck to the teachers and students coming in soon. And that was a great presentation for the community pathways. So I'm excited to see the next couple of years, how that's going to be working out. So thank you all.
All right, thank you. Mrs. Grasso. We are doing the board forum part where you get a chance to comment on anything you would like to comment on.
A lot, but I won't say it now. Thank you. Yes, no, I don't have anything right now.
Okay,
I think I've asked the questions I've already had in my head.
great. Mrs. McVeigh.
Yes, I'll piggyback on what Ms. Johnson said. Enjoy what's left of the summer.
Oh, yes.
And, great things are happening here at Pinelands. And I have a senior this year and a seventh grader this year, 2 granddaughters, so we're gonna piggyback the beginning and the end of their education here at Pinelands. And I'm really excited for the students to come back and see the campus bustling and busy and all kinds of good stuff going on. So see you in September.
One thing that I'm interested in is the football on TV. That impresses me. I mean, I hope I can find it. I like to see that, yes. That's a good thing.
Excellent. Crystal.
Nothing for me this time. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to share on behalf of Patty Martin, and I'm going to concur with her to thank Karen Kenny, who's retiring this month, for her years of service at Pinelands and her work on the scheduling, the guidance department, and I'm sure there are so many things that I probably can't list them all, but we appreciate her dedication to her job here and wish her the best in retirement. And I would just like to say we so appreciate Dr. Clark and Mrs. Miller and their team and just how wonderfully they've been working together to continue to improve things here at Pinelands. We really do appreciate you. We are looking forward to seeing the return of the staff and students in the fall and as they prepare for another year of educating and impacting our students. And we so appreciate that. And that is all I have. So we are going to motion to go into executive session in a second. Action will be taken when we reconvene. So may I have a motion? Mention.
We may take action
May take action.
if we come to a consensus.
Yes, we may take action. Yes, we are interviewing candidates for the vacant board seat, and we look to approve hopefully one. So with that being said, may I have a motion to convene into executive session?
Motion.
Second.
She said it first.
She got it
then-
first.
Ms. Grasso got in there.
Okay, good job.
All right.
All in favor?
Yes, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. We are heading into executive session. All right, at this time, I would like to have a motion to adjourn our meeting.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. We are adjourned.